And we are live! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of your favorite nerdy podcast. This is the 75th episode.
75.
75. So go ahead and hit that like button for 75.
Smash
We
it.
appreciate y'all. Smash it. Subscribe if you haven't already. This podcast is called Comic
Yes. Weeba! Ha! Ha! Ha!
Look at that. Look at it, though. I'm your co-host, James, a.k.a. Comics for Cheap, a.k.a. hashtag Send It to James, a.k.a. missed 4 in a row. And I got my co-host here with me.
It's your boy Chris, a.k.a. All right, Dino, come on. Hit me with the music. But I'll do better than last week.
Yeah, I'll do better than last week.
That's what I'm talking about. Black Santa. That's good, Dino. That's what I'm talking about. A.K.A. Josh Allen, I swear to God, man, it almost got real bad over there, man. I don't know what's going on, but you better stop turning that ball over. I'm so sick and tired of it, man. Come on, you supposed to be the motherfucking, not the A.K.A.
That was a long AKA.
Yeah, that was pretty good one, but still good. Super cold. What? Water. Sponsored by nobody. We are still don't got no Dash Diggity Dawn sponsors. They coming soon, but until then, we are unsullied by these people since 2021.
Amazing. Incredible. What's going on? We already got some people in the chat. What's up? Nick Rummel's in the house, as well as Montreal. How are you doing,
Montreal, my boy.
Good to see you back.
Boy.
For those of you who don't know, catch us on a replay or whatever. Is where we talk about everything pop culture, but especially comic books, movies, anime, and a smidge of sports at the beginning, which is how we like to kick it off. And that's how we're going to kick it off tonight. But we also, just to let you guys know, we do have a couple of trailers to go over. We have some Dungeons and Dragons to talk about. What?
Do we really?
I never thought I'd be saying that.
I never thought we would be neither.
and Chris has some stuff to talk about with a comic series that he recently revisited too. So it's lots of fun stuff there. But right now we're just going to kick it off with we like to talk about NFL. So hey, NFL wild card. Oh no, I'm sorry. Super wild card weekend happened this last weekend. I don't know why they needed it. Dude, there were a couple announcers definitely making fun of it though. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah. There were a couple that were like they were throwing shade without trying to be too obvious about it. But but they added the word super for super wild card weekend.
Because it's super.
It was super. It was just so super.
So super. Oh my God.
But what were the notable moments for you this weekend, Chris?
Oh, man. Notable moments, man. Have to start off with what I'm very proud of those Giants, man. Those New York football Giants. Not only did they finally make the playoffs since 2016, they said, we're going to do a little bit more. And they went on and won a playoff game for the first time since 2011. Woo! Man. Giants are putting in that work, and they beat a pretty gosh diggity darn good team in the Vikings, too. So, good win for them, man. The Giants are definitely doing very well. Whether they lose or not to Philly next week, it'll suck if they lose. But hey, the Giants have beyond overachieved for this season. So all they doing is playing with house money. So hopefully they can keep the momentum going.
That's my mom's team too. She texted me. She was so excited. I was like, she never texts me about football. That's how I was like, oh, okay, I'm excited for you. Yay, go Giants, kind of a thing.
There you go.
And then, I made the mistake of saying that San Fran looked like they were good enough to win it all, just based off the last few weeks, and she got real mad. She got so mad.
That's why I don't text you.
Yeah, she's like, she's like, that's why I threw you out of the house 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Why you're not allowed back. They just make stuff up where you go, hey, I'm gonna come visit. Oh, we're in Tokyo. Yeah. Sorry. Come by next week. But but no, that was pretty cool. Again, Josh Allen was not looking like the Josh Allen I expect him to be.
That was weird.
He didn't look very good. He turned that ball over a lot. I've talked about it before. That's my biggest fear with him is his turnovers, but it is getting ridiculous. And he didn't. They survived. That's all I can say.
Somehow they squeaked the win.
They squeaked the win. Lamar Jackson not showing, not playing. Ravens went home.
Yeah, you kind of talked about that. You said that probably was going to happen.
Yep.
That even if he was better, he was just not going to play. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's what happened. That he was actually better, and then because he decided himself not to play, which means he was cleared.
Yep.
Right. And so he was just like, "No, I'm good."
Former Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver TJ Houshmandzadeh. I always like to call him TJ Who's Your Mama.
What?
He went on and said on one of the shows that he'd be on. I think it's called Two Pros and something. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, but it's on Fox. He went up there and he said, he was told from people inside the Ravens organization that they were very upset because they all felt that Lamar could have played, and Lamar chose not to. So a lot of people in the organization
they played the great value version of Lamar Jackson, and he did not do as well.
I mean, I hate to put it on him, but at the end of the day, he's the one who fumbled that end zone rush that led to the Bengals scoring and basically ended the game for him.
It was embarrassing.
That was embarrassing. That sucks. And then when the other players come out and say, no disrespect to him, but if Lamar would have played, we would have won this game. Yeah, that's not very, that makes you feel even worse.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason he's the backup, right? I don't know.
I mean, he's the backup for a reason. But I do want to say this, and because I know we want to get to, I definitely want to hear your biggest thing. But I want to say this, and I want to ask you this too. Do you think Lamar's wrong for what he did?
No, the way you explained it a couple weeks ago, it makes perfect sense. That even if this is first week coming off that injury, what you're going to injure yourself again for the chance? If it was for the Super Bowl, hell yeah, play that shit. Yep. But for the wild card weekend, like you were saying, he's still betting on himself. He doesn't have a secure contract.
Nope.
Who knows what the hell could have happened? Extra aggravated, or if you're coming off not 100% completely, and then you get an even worse injury, then you're not going to secure that $250 million or whatever the hell bag that you're trying to get because of Mr. Deshaun Watson. So, the way that you explained it to me makes perfect sense, especially with how you were saying, you pointed out that everyone is taking up to 11 during the playoffs. Obviously, I mean, it's play and get that bonus or lose and don't get the bonus type of shit that's going on out there. So, and more importantly, of course, these dudes' prize and career. With the way that you said all that. Yeah, makes sense. I was not surprised at all to hear about Lamar Jackson.
Me neither. And I don't even have to say anything else. That's literally all I was going to say. You're right.
Yes.
So yeah,
I'm just saying what you already said.
But I'm just saying that's perfect. That sums it all up. That's exactly why that dude did. Honestly, he did the right thing because you go out there, get hurt, make it worse. Now you get nothing. Look at all the other players that's happened to in the past, from NFL to NBA to any sport. A lot of sports you can look at, but it's happened to the NFL to a lot of players. Definitely when stuff ain't guaranteed, don't do it. Hey, the Ravens had this situation. They could have got it dealt with before the season started. This is where it is now. Now, I will say this last part. I wonder if they're going, because some people are saying they could franchise tag him. I think what they can do, and this is I always call it, this is not what it's called, but I always call it like an NBA franchise tag. But it is part of what you can do with a franchise tag. And I say NBA because what a lot of teams in the NBA do, they do a sign and trade. You can actually do that in the NFL too. If you franchise tag him, you can have him or his agent, which I think his agent's either his mother or his uncle. I don't remember, but whoever his agent is, they can talk to another team, get a deal done. And that team will pay all that. And what will happen is the reason why you would franchise him and not just let him walk for free, because let him walk free, that's stupid. If you franchise him, the other team gets the deal done. You agree with that. And then when you trade him, you get compensation for that. So you can get first rounds, players, whatever you want. But that's the best thing they can do to me. Because if you franchise tag him regular and have that in the locker room, I think that's going to be a cancer. It is. I don't think it's going to help anybody. I think he's just going to be a problem. And I'm not saying he's going to be a problem because he's a bad person. It's just that attitude, the anger. I can understand his point of view and the anger because it's like, you're going to keep me around like this? Seriously? I can see him becoming a problem, and I don't blame him if he did that. So I would do that, and I think the Jets would be the perfect team to make a deal. And, I mean, you got to get a team to be desperate. And I think the Jets could be desperate enough to do it because they got the defense. They don't have the quarterback.
Jeez. Vinyl Dragon's in the house. What's up going on? What's going on, Vinyl Dragon? He says, "Oh snap! I almost forgot about the stream. Time to break out the Egg McMuffins and Red Bulls." That's right. That sounds like a terrible tasting combination, by the way. Absolutely disgusting. But
whatever it takes.
We are glad that you're in here. Yeah, whatever it takes to get you in here, but do better. And then so I was texting my mom. After she got excited about the Giants, which yay Giants, she's a big Giants fan. That San Fran, I was thinking San Fran. The way San Fran's been playing the last few weeks, man, they could have a run for it. I don't know. It looked pretty nasty. Pretty much the last ever since they got Christian McCaffrey, honestly, they've looked nasty. But Purdy stepping up, oh my god, ridiculous. So that they might be the team to beat. I don't know. We'll have to see. And then I just had it
together, man. That's the best team in the entire NFC. They are the best team in the NFC. Honestly, they might be the best team in the league. Yeah. Yeah.
It's that's how they're playing. But like you said, they just got to keep going. One last thing I needed to talk about, just real quick, sports wise, with the NFL. Is for the last 2 weeks in a row, I've mentioned this. Okay? I don't know what the hell is going on with these fucking kickers, Chris. Bro, the shots to Jerry Jones after every single one of the missed field goals by this Dallas Cowboys kicker was hilarious. He was getting angrier and angrier. Dak Prescott's cursing, screaming, "Why don't we just fucking go for two?" Peyton and Eli Manning are on ESPN2 roasting this kicker over here, hilariously, just absolutely roasting him. He missed 4 in a row in one game, but apparently he missed the last one in the last game too. So technically 5 extra points in a row. That's your job.
Yeah, that's your only job.
That's your only job, Chris. These guys
are extra points. What makes it even worse?
Much money. The flags were not waving. There was no wind. I looked. I checked. Conditions couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah.
And the snap was good. The hold was good. No blocking. No threat of a block. Nothing. Just straight up missing. And it's just I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I should go on a football field and see if I can kick an extra point. And then maybe I'll just throw my hat in the ring to get picked up by one of these teams. And if I miss, who fucking cares? The dude missed 4 in a row. It don't seem to fucking matter. They're missing all over the place. You know what I mean? It's crazy. These dudes are being paid so much money to miss.
And what makes it so bad, too, is that I was talking to a Cowboy fan today, right? And I'm like, bro, this was one of those Cowboy moments. You guys are so lucky it wasn't a close game. Because this would have been the Cowboy moment. And he's like,
dude, when they recovered that onside kick and then Brady took that deep shot, I was like, here we go. I was like, fuck, here we go. This is how I get pissed off again watching I never root for the Cowboys, but I'm rooting for the Cowboys to knock out Brady because fuck them at this point. Y'all gonna make me root for the Cowboys and then still lose for real. This is what's gonna happen. Final Dragon has the Loki reference from Ragnarok where he's like, you had one job, just the one.
And it's true. He's right. He had one job, just the one. And it's
Literally.
I'm sorry, like extra points. I would have been a terrible teammate because I would have been all on this dude, man. I'm like, you can't be fucking serious, Joe. I'm like, miss again. I bet you don't even sit back down. I'm gonna whoop your ass before you even get close to the seat. But boy, I swear to God, you miss again.
I swear to God. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know, like if there's if they could, get a new kicker in the next 7 days or what. But goddamn, do they have a backup? The backup. Can we get anybody who has any kicking experience? Can we just throw them in there, please?
It's time.
Can we get a fan? Can we get a fan out of the stadium, please?
You might have a chance, Dino. You might have that chance. Go kick a couple, send it to the Dallas Cowboys. They're gonna be like, you gotta get a phone call before you even get back home. They're gonna be like, yep. Can we fly you out to Dallas real quick?
Shit, can we get one of the cheerleaders out there, see if they can do it better?
Suit her ass up.
Nah, she can stay in the cheerleading outfit. That's cool. I just want.
I don't know if she would have much safety being in a cheerleading outfit out there, but all right.
Throw a bicycle helmet on her. She'll be all right.
Okay.
What do they wear? They wear shoulder pads. That's it. I guess they have the pants too. The kicker, because the kickers wear light equipment anyway. That's why they're so protected.
But they still have the stuff on underneath too, though.
Yeah, they got that little shoulder pad thing.
I mean, they wear more than shoulder pads. They still have basically the.
They got that like. They got that, like when you get the Incredible Hulk costume for Halloween, and it's like that foam abs. That's what they got on the jersey.
This man is crapping all over the kid.
Don't let them fool you like they're fully loaded down or nothing. This dude's not wearing no Kevlar out there on the field. He's strapped up with the Spider-Man Spirit of Halloween foam 6-pack underneath the jersey and some light shoulder pads. It's really like lacrosse. It's like lacrosse shoulder pads. It's not.
Oh my gosh! That's messed up. Yeah. That's messed up, man. These kickers have families too, Jay. Come on.
Yeah, Yeah, but the ones that make it, they're fine.
Yeah, the ones that make it, yeah. Because that man, if they would have lost that game, that man would have been out of Dallas. Jerry Jones, I was hoping that we didn't get a pick when they kept going back to Jerry Jones. They were going to go back to him, and this man would have been gripping his heart because he would have had a heart attack on how angry he was. Like, I was like, man, I hope Jerry Jones.
Yeah, because he's celebrating. He's celebrating the touchdown, and then immediately afterwards, he's like, just staring so angrily.
Like, yeah, he was. That man, like, how fast can I fire him and get somebody else in here? Can I do it before the game's even over?
Oh, yeah, blowing up the Spider-Man balloon from the bottom up. Have you ever seen that picture, Chris? Have you ever seen the picture of the Spider-Man balloons where, like, Spider-Man's crouching, but, the flap to inflate the Spider-Man balloon is just coming straight out the dick?
No.
Ah, man. That's, like, one of the greatest internet pictures. And you have to, the only way to blow up the Spider-Man balloon is basically putting your mouth on what looks like Spider-Man's hanging appendage because he's like squatting down in some weird pose or whatever. Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
I'm like, I'm sorry, kids. I ain't blowing this shit. Yeah. we ain't, man. We ain't, nah.
Oh, come on, Chris.
Nah.
It's fine.
Nah. I'm sorry.
Does whatever a spider can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm good. Mary can blow that, but I ain't.
Mary Jane. Where's Mary Jane at? All right, so we have a couple of trailers to watch this today, neither of which I've seen. Apparently one of them was shown during one of the football games and I just missed it. And then the other one I didn't even know dropped because nobody's fucking talking about it at all. So we're going to go ahead and start. The first one that we're going to watch is Mandalorian Season 3 trailer because that is actually dropping in a couple months. Yeah, March 1st on Disney+. And Mandalorian is like one of my favorite things to happen Star Wars-wise in the last, I don't even know how many years. So ever since Rogue One, I guess, because I liked Rogue One. And then since then, this has been my personal favorite Star Wars stuff that's gone on down. So let's
Mandalorians
go
have
ahead and
always
see.
been cool in the Star Wars mythos too. They've always been cool. So and the series has been pretty good too. So that's good.
All right, well, let's go ahead and check it out and see what we think.
Okay.
Our people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for? Being a Mandalorian is not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy. That way, you'll never be lost. I'm going to Mandalore so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
May the Force be with you!
This is the way.
There's something dangerous happening out there. And by the time it becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
Hang on, kid. This is the way.
Bitch slaps. All right, there we go.
Okay. That wasn't too bad. That was pretty good.
I'm a little like, where did all the Jedi come from? I didn't realize that. Here comes the Dipper Man. Oh, the Spider-Man. I didn't realize that there were so many Jedi, I guess. All of a sudden out of nowhere. It looked like there were like 6 of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's fair. But you know, you gotta have some Jedis doing stuff eventually though, because the Mandalorians and Jedis have always had some really cool, badass battles. So
that's true. Maybe I need to go back and refresh my memory on some of the stuff that happened in the first 2 seasons. But yeah, I'm kind of with Nick. It was a trailer except for that the Jedi was the only thing that was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
it sparked my interest a little bit, but I'm sure they're just not revealing anything, I guess.
Yeah,
I was never even able to finish the last series that went down, and then I don't know. There are a lot of people saying like that's their favorite Star Wars or the best Star Wars content that's come out. But and Vinyl Dragon can back me up on this that it was a weird fucking show. I don't even remember the goddamn name of it now. It was just like it was a heist thing, but like the heist show. Remember we were talking about it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is very strange. It's Andor. That Andor is what it was.
Oh yeah,
And then apparently there's like stuff that happens after the little heist thing that goes down. I don't know. I just wasn't digging it like pretty much the whole time. So I never went and continued.
Do they blow Spider-Man?
Yeah, did they? If someone says that it's worth actually going back and finishing, maybe I should check that out. But as far as the Mandalorian season 3, yeah, it didn't look like they were really revealing too much in that trailer.
No, I'm still waiting for a Gosh Diggity Dawn and Invincibles trailer to come.
Bro, I'm saying, when is season 2 supposed to happen?
For real? Come on now.
I think they were saying that they were working on, or they had finished working on season 2, and then they were already starting on season 3. But I was like, but when are we getting season 2? Yeah. So is it like? And then one of my buddies is like one of the biggest Invincible fans that I know, and he was saying that it was supposed to be like later this year. But I was like, how much later? Am I gonna have to wait a whole till the end of the year?
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird because what I read, they even finished season 2 somewhat a while back, and they thought it was going to be released last year. I'm like, yo, what is this?
Yeah, I need Invincible back in my life for sure. Vinyl Dragon says it ended in a very bizarre way. Too many different storylines. Andor had no real narrative. It was called The Adventures of. Oh, if it was called The Adventures of, then it might make more sense. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
That does, that's something. But for me, I couldn't make it past. I made it to where they were like pulling off the heist, and even that wasn't enough for me to like continue watching it. You would think that would be like some peak television. Like
you would think, because that's usually the best part is the build up for
it. and I was just like,
like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, Nick says it's over a lawsuit. That's why it's delayed. I didn't even hear about this.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Yo,
you got to fill us in.
That's interesting. Yeah, you have to let us know something on that. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Good looks, Nick. I appreciate
it. It would make sense, though. It would make a lot of sense why they haven't released this crap.
I'm going to write it down so I look it up later for sure. Invincible lawsuit.
Because, again, that actually finally makes some sense for why the hell they haven't released this.
Is it Kirkman? I'm sure. Is it Kirkman behind the lawsuit? Because that sounds like Kirkman. He's behind a lot. He's behind a lot of legal stuff. Rob says, "Why can't Disney stop fucking around and put the Predator and Alien into the Star Wars universe?" Dang, that would be crazy, but absolutely ridiculous at the same time. We would need some kind of like what if scenario. You know what I mean? That would be cool if Disney started like throwing its properties together like that, because they own so many
some old stories of Darth Vader going against the freaking Predator. I'm pretty sure there is.
Darth Vader versus the Predator?
Yeah, I feel like I'm very sure there is.
Is there a comic Darth Vader versus the Predator?
I think there is some content about some crap like that. I might be completely wrong. I don't remember. I feel like I remember something like that.
So the lawsuit, Mandalorian, The Bad Batch, and Obi-Wan have been the best. Yeah, Mandalorian for sure. Obi-Wan was great until kind of towards the end.
Obi-Wan was alright.
Yeah, it fell off. The lawsuit is between Kirkman and the colorist.
You called it though.
Well, Kirkman is known to be litigious, for sure. So between Kirkman and the colorist, I don't know the colorist because it was the God, who did it's the dude who did Ryan something is the artist, right? Ryan oh my gosh, why can I not think of it off the top of my head now? I'm going crazy. He's a pretty well-known comic artist, but he did the Grizzly Shark shit that cracked me up so much. But I don't know if he was the colorist or not. I'm not sure. So Robert Christensen says the Ewok/Alien War. Tell me you wouldn't watch the Ewoks versus the aliens.
That would be bad. I would watch that. I would watch that. I feel those Ewoks are going to get destroyed, though.
Yeah, I remember Superman versus the alien. Vinyl Dragon saying Superman versus Alien. I remember that.
Wolverine versus the Predator.
Yep, I remember Wolverine versus the Predator. I remember Batman versus the Predator. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything Vader versus. You said Vader versus Alien or Predator?
I could have sworn it was Vader. They did some crap with Star Wars, either with the Predator or with aliens. Maybe I'm just completely it was some fan crap I read or not read, but looked into, and I can't remember what it was. I don't know.
Nick is of the mindset that Obi-Wan was bad. We liked it. We both watched it and went over it while it was going. We liked it up until like it got to the point where it was
when Vader and him started really,
So when you know the outcome, because that's what the problem of doing prequels is, in my personal opinion. If you don't go far enough back, it's like we already know what's going to happen because we've seen the original content, and so it's kind of silly to have this huge epic build-up to a face-off between Obi-Wan and Vader when it's like, bro, we've been through this, and we know that obviously nothing's really going to happen of consequence because they're in Episode 3. So, or Episode 4, or whatever it was, it's between 3 and 4. So Episode 4. So it's like that just felt a little silly to me, and it's like, why do we keep harping on the same family type of thing? Nick also says Kirkman likes cutting people out of royalties. Oh, naughty.
Yeah.
I guess that's what all his lawsuits are about.
Yeah, he wants it all for himself.
Batman versus Judge Dredd might be better. The book wasn't bad. I haven't read Batman versus Judge Dredd. I've seen it before, but I have not actually read it. There's a fan film of Vader versus Predator, apparently.
I do remember that fan film of that, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter too much. But either way, that would be cool if we did get Vader versus Predator.
Well, how many Predators would it take to take down Vader? I mean, honestly, it would have to be like the whole damn planet. Because he's beaten just
depends
one.
on which Vader we're using. If we're using old school Vader, then they're doomed. If we're using like the kind of newer Vader, then I don't know, a couple.
Weak Vader. What about Vader at the end of Rogue One? That Vader was badass.
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
Even though it was only like 20 seconds. But he was
still
still
cool.
coming in. He still came in to fuck shit up. So
yeah,
I don't know.
And the Vader that Jedi Fallen in that video game, yeah, that Vader was badass as hell. So yeah.
Apparently, there's also a Batman Predator fan film. I didn't even know that they had all these fan films. Are we talking about like that YouTube series that just puts characters up against each other? Isn't there like a
I've
YouTube
seen that
channel
before
that does
too.
that?
No, that could be that, but I don't know. But yeah, I've seen that one before too. Not the Batman Predator thing, but that YouTube channel you're talking about. It could be interesting. There was one with Tommy versus Ryu, and that was interesting because they even got they got the guy who played the Green Ranger. Rest in peace to him, but they had him playing that, and that was really cool.
It only takes one Danny Glover to take out Vader. Even the whole time you'd be like, I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old for this shit. God. I mean, those Predator movies were ridiculous, but that one especially was a little out there. All Vader would see around him are dead Predators. That's what I'm saying. It'd be like Scott Hansen on Dateline. He'd be like, why don't you take a seat over here? And he's just dead. Oh, it's not Deathmatch? Is that Deathmatch? I think is the YouTube series, right? Isn't that what it's called? The Deathmatch thing?
Gosh, I think it is, because I know Death Battle is something different. That's a totally different thing.
Suck an Egg? I'm not sure. What is Suck an Egg? Is that the name of the series?
I would hope that's not the name of the series. It's a terrible name of the series.
Are you telling me to suck an egg? I'm not sure.
I know you ain't telling Black Santa to suck an egg, so. But
it's supposed to be BAM from House of Pain versus the Predator. Stop. Final Dragon's getting us all out of sorts here. All right, we were talking about. Okay. Well, just wrap up. We were talking about Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
And now he has the dark saber, right? What is that? What's it called? The dark blade.
The dark saber. Yeah, dark saber.
Dark saber. Dude, that shit. I do need to go back and rewatch that last season because that shit was pretty dope, especially with
Dark Saber is one of the most powerful lightsabers there is. It's a very powerful because the crystal's insanely powerful. Yeah.
And now he's got it, and he's like, I got it. We chilling. We killing. It's all good. And then Giancarlo Esposito, that was such a great part of that series too. Speaking of him, he definitely wants to be in the MCU, which is exciting. But he has said that he wants to play a good guy in the MCU. He doesn't want to continue playing a villain, apparently, because he's been a villain a few times. Breaking Bad, The Boys, The Mandalorian. It seems like he's almost getting typecast a little bit. And I think what he was pushing for, or at least there were reports or rumors, is that he was pushing to play Charles Xavier in the MCU. So we'll see if there is any truth to that or if it actually comes to fruition. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Let's see. So I think that there was a... Oh, yeah, there was. All right, so the other thing that we're going to watch here, Chris is going to not be so excited about this. Oh, that's right. It is what he says in Lethal Weapon. I forgot. Suck an egg is what he says in Lethal Weapon. I completely forgot about that shit.
What are we gonna be watching, James?
We're gonna be watching a trailer for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur because that just dropped a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Look how excited Chris is. I know he's thrilled.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go. I haven't seen this. I know Chris hasn't seen it.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen nobody talk about this shit even a little bit.
I wonder why.
So we're gonna see just how terrible this is gonna be. We're gonna check this out.
Still working on that thing that's gonna fix all our problems.
Time to get genius! It's working! Yes! Oh no!
Lunella Lafayette.
Casey! OMG! Where are you keeping Clifford? We gotta do this on the DL or my family will freak. Now we got superheroes! Somebody call the Avengers!
Do they even go below 14th Street?
I've gotta fix this. I am the smartest 13-year-old, and now I have a dinosaur! My brain, your brawn, we can be superheroes! What do you think? No! What's not in that outfit?
Zang! We did the thing!
Yeah, we did! There's no one else to stick up for the Lower East Side.
You're just a kid?
Are we in over our heads? You're gonna inspire people, just like you inspired me. Moon Girl magic! Our world needs saving right now. Words to my neck!
This one's a fighter.
It's like you always say, one girl can make a difference, right?
Especially when that girl is you.
Let's do this, Dee! You go, Moon Girl! Do your thing! Moon Girl magic!
What are you doing? You can't eat that without some of my pie.
Wow!
All right. So apparently, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is a Disney Channel show. Is it even going to be Disney Plus? Like, I didn't even have to. Why I was laughing so much is because I didn't even have to look at Chris's face to know exactly what Chris's face was the entire time while watching that trailer.
It did not change at all. But I
That
don't
shit looked
know.
like Powerpuff Girls from back in the day.
Yeah.
Honestly, it kind of looked like
it-
Powerpuff Girls.
That is some Powerpuff Girl vibes, except for Powerpuff Girl had some type of interest in me at times. This doesn't have any interest whatsoever.
No interest for you, huh?
Mm-mm.
This isn't top of
I
your
will
list?
say though, Marvel has essentially it has kind of been stated that she could be truly the smartest person. Period. What Trail say here?
Montreal said, "What is this?" Laughing emoji.
It's the future of Marvel.
Apparently, he also enjoyed the trailer just as much as you.
It's the future of Marvel, my friend.
Obviously,
just
not.
like real quick, the future of our music industry. That man right there, Montreal, though. I'm telling you, he can sing, man. He got some skills. You have to get that man going. It's gonna be his year.
Okay.
But might have to have him do some songs for us or something. I don't know. But
all right, sounds good.
When it comes to her, she has been stated to be like the smartest person in Marvel. It's kind of weird because it kind of changes where it's like either it's Reed or it could be her or it could be Tony sometime. But the biggest difference, what people don't like, the biggest difference between him, like Tony and Reed, is that Reed, when it comes to a specific project, he's the best. He will be smarter than Tony when it comes to a specific project, like a one job detailed thing. But what makes Tony better than Reed, even though Reed is smarter again on one project, Tony can do multiple projects at one time. Reed can't do that. Tony can focus on so many different things where Reed just cannot do that. He needs to focus on one particular thing at a time. And when he finishes, he goes to the next. But it has been stated that, Moon Girl could be like flat out smart than everybody. And she's still like a child. So
why can't we just get like can we get a dumb champ? I'm tired of these smart champions. I need a dumb champion for us dumb people.
Dumb people.
Yeah, bro. I ain't fucking the smartest. I am the smartest person in the world. Like, how am I supposed to relate to the smartest person ever? Fuck that shit. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm stupid. Give me someone out here that's fucking stupid as me, and we're rolling. You know what I'm saying? And just like kind of like just works it out, figures it out eventually, type of shit. That's what I need. But I guess
here's the thing: you can't even say the Hulk because like Bruce Banner's a genius, and then
I know
the Hulk can use some of that smart stuff a lot of times too, when he becomes smart. So, yeah.
They're all fucking geniuses.
Spider-Man's
I feel like Spider-Man's this fucking prodigy genius. Riri's so smart. New Girl apparently is a genius. Yeah, Scott, which Ant-Man? The one who beats his wife, definitely a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius too. Man, actually, I'll
shit. No, but they all Hank comes out with the Pym particle. You know what I'm saying? It's just like and Ultron. They hit that shit. But yeah. Nick says barf. They'll force a season 2 like the Velma show. I actually did want to talk about Velma, the Velma show. I haven't seen any of it, but I've heard nothing.
I heard terrible bad things about that.
Nothing but terrible things about that show. It's
which
ridiculous.
I'm not even shocked. Because come on now, it's Velma. She was never the interesting one in the Scooby-Doo series to begin with. She was smart. That's it. That's all she was. Like, when you watch a Scooby-Doo episode, you telling me you was like, I'm watching this for Velma. No one said that. No one. No one.
She was like the most sexualized one out of the crew, though, for sure. I think it was the glasses. The glasses definitely did it.
Yeah, and then they was like, you know what? We're going to turn her into a lesbian now. Okay, cool.
Now, you know what? It looks like we're going towards that porn vibe. We're still...
But it was like, we're going to do that to get... And they did that, for their publicity. Cool. All right, fine. But that's still...
I think the issue is that Mindy Kaling, like, basically just self-wrote or inserted herself as Velma. It was like she wrote herself as Velma.
I've heard a lot of people say that too, yeah.
And this is what the reviews say, so correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen it. But then basically scrapped everyone, right, as far as what their actual character should be, and just kind of like used tropes of just generalized tropes of these characters. And now, didn't do so well. Took out Scooby-Doo, the main title. Apparently, there is a Scooby that Shaggy wants to date.
What?
I saw something about like a girl named Scooby with an eye or something.
Oh, Jesus.
It was like and then it was like Shaggy was gonna fuck Scooby, kind of a thing.
That's weird, and that's what you would call terrible writing. Whoever thought that was a good idea, you are a terrible writer.
That is Mindy Kaling.
Stupid. I know it's her. Yeah, that's just weird and stupid.
Has she done anything like actually decent since The Office? I mean, honestly,
that's a good question. Has she?
Because I've never seen the Mindy Kaling project. I think she wrote for something else, for another show as well that kind of I missed out on, so I don't really know. So I'm honestly wondering if she has actually had anything successful since The Office. So why do we keep booking her, Chris?
Damn it, I don't know. All right, but they keep doing it.
The Final Dragon, and The Office wasn't even hers. She just wrote for it.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Okay.
Final Dragon says Gotham Knights was the new trailer I was talking about. The game or there's a show or what are we talking about there?
The game is terrible. The Gotham Knight game is terrible. Show wise, I don't know, but the game is
Final Dragon. Tell us what you're talking about as far as the trailer goes.
Yeah.
so many other characters that deserve the spotlight. I think that's in reference to the Moon Girl thing, Devil Dinosaur. So you are correct, Nick. There are many other characters that deserve the spotlight. But it feels like this isn't even going to get spotlit because when they first announced it, they made it seem like it was a big deal, and now all of a sudden it's a Disney Channel show. So it doesn't seem like they're even going to try to push it as a big deal. They're just kind of making it a kid's show, which is whatever. That's fine. That's cool, fine. You know. Again, kids are going to enjoy it. Whatever, it's all good. But yeah, you are right. There are other characters that should be in the spotlight. That dinosaur was munching down on that pie, though.
He was tearing that pie up. Sure
It's kind of hard to lose a fight when you're bringing a fucking dinosaur.
Actually, I mean, think about it like this, though. You got to think about it like this. We're in the Marvel world. It's extremely easy to lose a fight when you bring a dinosaur. You bring a dinosaur against a Pacific mutant. That dinosaur goes against Jean. Who do you think's winning that fight?
Well, it don't look like Moon Girl.
That dinosaur goes against Colossus. Who do you think's winning that fight? That dinosaur goes against most of the villains they go against. Who do you think's winning that fight? It's a dinosaur.
I don't know. Well, hold on, Chris. This dinosaur just had a slice of blueberry pie, though, so you gotta take that into consideration. We gotta weigh all the options out here. All right, this is a dinosaur hyped on sugar. All right,
if he's sharing the pie, then we could talk. But if he's like greedy, then I gotta kick the dinosaur's ass. So it depends on what he wants to do here.
You go fight the dinosaur over blueberry pie? Maybe if it was like pumpkin pie, you know what I mean? But blueberry pie, I'd be like, you can have that shit.
Yeah, I would fight a dinosaur over blueberry pie.
I would. You like blueberry pie? For real?
It's all right. It's good enough for me to fight him for it. Let's go.
That's gotta be pretty damn good to fight a dinosaur over a slice of pie. You know what I mean? You gotta really like that blueberry pie, and it's not accessible anywhere else. You can't just be going down to the food line to replace the blueberry pie. You are fighting a dinosaur over the last slice of blueberry pie. Is that good for you?
Yeah, I believe in myself. My pride tells me I can win.
No whipped cream on it. It was dry blueberry pie. It was the last slice out the tin, which means it's been sitting in the fridge for a minute too. You still fighting that dinosaur over that blueberry pie, Chris?
You know what? Just because I already said I had to, yep. Let's do
it. Yeah, he's like, I'm already committed.
I'm already committed now, so I can't stop now. I ain't no punk.
All right, you put the boxing gloves on. I can't just take them off. I can't just do that.
I can't just walk away now.
What is this? Rocky 7?
No, it's Rocky 10.
Nick thinks that Riri is a horrible character. Chris shares that same sentiment.
Nick, you're one of the best people in this entire universe.
Self-insertion, yeah. The Velma was self-insertion, just like the writers for She-Hulk. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So her other shows did flop. The Mindy Kaling's other shows flopped.
Well,
so yeah, it looks like really her only writing accolades really then are going to be The Office, which was created by Ricky Gervais and his buddy Steve, I want to say. I can't remember that dude's name. He's tall and lanky like me. Right. And he's much, much funnier. So I don't remember his name, though. I think it's Steve. I can't remember.
There you go.
Vinyl Dragon says, well, you're getting Hypno Hustler. He is super smart, too.
Yes, Hypno Hustler. That right there. He could save the show. He could save the show right then and there.
Yo, Hypno Hustler, though. Vinyl Dragon says Gotham Knights is a show. I gotta look this up real quick. Hold on, just give me a second, and we'll look that up.
Yeah, there is supposed to be a Gotham Knight show.
Oh, okay. Is it a new? We'll have to watch the trailer then, because
I think it's weird because if it's the same one I'm thinking of, it's not involving Batman again, and it's like really weird. It has like some characters who you're like, who the hell are these people? Like, it's really weird. If it's the same one I'm thinking, if I remember reading about, I was like, this is weird.
Steve Merchant, thank you, Nick. Nick knows everything. I went to trivia one time with Nick. I swear to God, he got everything. I didn't even have to be there. I was just drinking a beer and having some dinner.
He already understands how bad of a character Riri is. So yeah, I believe that.
I'm just sitting there drinking a beer, eating my food, talking to Justin. Oh, trivia's going on. Oh, Nick's got it. Don't worry about it.
We don't even have to get involved. We're getting it.
No. Nick's gonna take care of the whole shit. That shit was ridiculous.
Don't want to slow him down.
He's got all those trivia answers right there for you. He says that they'll shill for it like the Miss Marvel show, I think in reference to the Devil Dinosaur, Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur. Although I kind of enjoyed Miss Marvel, so I will stand by that. I didn't think it was anything more or less than what it was. I just enjoyed the show. I'll stand by that. I just, I enjoyed it. It was fun for me. Okay. And then I need a shirt that says I'd fight a dinosaur for a slice of blueberry pie.
Bro,
make the shirt, Nick. I know you can make that shirt.
We need to do it. Yo, okay, yeah. Speaking of which, I was the first person to say Vanilla Vic. And then I saw some crap the NFL was posting talking about some Vanilla Vic. Bro, yo, they are
Vanilla Vic. Man. What are you talking about, Vanilla Vic?
Yo, I should have freaking got that. I told you we should have got that crap. I forgot the words now. I'm all angry and shit.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Vanilla Vic?
I was talking about. Remember, I've always called you Vanilla Vic and made that joke and everything.
Oh yeah.
And I saw the NFL posting some crap talking about Vanilla Vic for Daniel Jones. I'm like, bro, are you serious?
Like in comparison to Michael Vick?
Yeah.
So they're calling him White Michael Vick, but saying Vanilla Vic?
Yeah, I mean, it's because of he did become the first NFL player, which still kind of blows my mind, to throw for in a playoff game to throw for 300 plus yards and rush for 70 plus rushing yards, which is like I was like, he's the first to do that, huh? Really?
So they called him. Can you imagine if they called a player Chocolate McCaffrey?
That's offensive.
That's what I'm saying. So why? So Vanilla Vic isn't offensive? I'm confused.
I've been calling you Vanilla Vic for years. It's not offensive.
I don't give a shit about you calling me Vanilla Vic. I'm saying it's just like on a national sports broadcast calling a player the vanilla version of Michael Vick. So what is he? He don't fight dogs. He fights cats.
That's hurtful, James. All right, that is hurtful. That is offensive. All right, I might have to cancel you, bro.
Yeah, you'll be like the 7th person to do it. Nick says, have either of you read ISOM 1 or any other crowd-funded books? I think I've read like a total of 1 crowd-funded books before, and I don't even remember the name of it.
I cannot think of one off the top of my head, so I don't know. Probably, maybe. I can't say yes or no to that answer. I can't think of one, so I'm gonna say no. But I don't know. Because I've read some random stuff, so I might have, but nothing I could think of. And you said you might have read one.
I might have read 1 or 2 that were like sent to me or something. Just like, hey, you should read this, and whatever. I read it to be nice, type of thing. Let's see. Gotham Knights Season 1 trailer. Is that what we're talking about? Vinyl Dragon, are you still in here? It looks like 1 day ago. Season 1 trailer from the CW. I can't tell if this shit is real, though, because it don't have that many views. I feel like it would have more views than 30,000 views.
Maybe what we should do then is if you can't,
have to let me know.
We can hold off and look at it next week for sure.
Yeah, we could definitely check it out next week. I can't tell if it's real or not. I don't want to be faked out by a trailer. I've been faked out too many times, Chris.
Yeah, because remember we watched like 3 John Wick trailers.
Yeah, I was like,
so we eventually finally got the real one.
Yeah. Vinyl Dragon says it's like saying to someone with dark skin, "You look like you're covered in thick molasses."
See, that's why we don't get no sponsors.
What? Vinyl Dragon, you are ruining our sponsorship opportunity.
Like that. Why we don't be having those sponsors? We gonna stay unselling for like 30 more years. Yo, that's 10 years from now. We still talking about our sponsors. Like it's because of shit like that.
I love it. I love it
too.
Vinyl Dragon says it is the trailer. It passed on TV. All right, so let me go ahead and I guess that's the trailer. Vinyl Dragon, if you lying to me though, I swear to God. swear to God, Ruben, I will come to your house, bro. You ain't that far from me. I'm gonna come to your house right after this damn stream.
He can be like, hell yeah, get Black Santa. I'm like, hell yeah, bro, let's do it.
He's like, I'm waiting with the joint right now. I'm like, I don't trust whatever you sprinkled on top of the weed, Ruben.
Well, I don't smoke, so y'all have fun with it.
Using this place to hook up.
Mom, I swear we were just talking.
Thanks.
Harry, we have to drink together?
Right, sorry.
Oh, somebody broke into the good stuff. Is your dad gonna be okay with that?
I don't think he'll miss it. It's questionable choices. Everybody relax. I got this. Harvey.
Turner, it's your father. He's dead.
Harvey isn't Harvey Dent?
Ask you, did you know he was Batman?
You don't have to keep the secret any longer. It must be a relief. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Relief.
My father believed that each of us could become a light and bring a new dawn to Gotham.
Can't imagine what you must be going through. I am going to find who did this.
It's just the latest in an epidemic of violence since the demise of the Dark Knight.
To wonder who will protect Gotham now that Batman is dead.
We have 3 suspects in custody.
Pressure fingerprints on the gun that killed Bruce Wayne. That's not what happened.
We were paid to break into his office, not kill him.
It's like a museum had sex with a bank vault.
You're just trying to get us to turn on each other.
My brother walks.
I try to get the truth. Are you really the Joker's daughter?
I would like to speak with my legal counsel.
And you shouldn't have shot in her kneecap.
Turner, there's one more suspect.
They think I killed my dad because I wanted his money?
Hey, I'm sorry.
Oh, look. It's the Bat Brat.
No, you haven't figured it out? We didn't kill your dad any more than you did.
They don't care if we're innocent. Time to pick a side.
What the hell are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to get these cuffs undone, and it's not working. Colin and Harper had no problem getting theirs off.
What?
He's in on it. They all are.
You just made my job easier.
Who the hell are you?
Harry Kelly?
Wait, I know you. From Trig.
So you knew my dad was Batman.
I became his eyes and ears. Called me his little Robin.
We can't prove we're not killers by killing someone. We have to stick together, find who really killed my dad, and clear our names. Because we all deserve justice. Hunt down these fugitives. They'll be looking for us in every alley, every dark corner of the city. There's one thing they don't have.
He's nuts.
The Batcave.
Oh my god.
This is so trash.
Hey, tell me, you brought the Batmobile, right?
No. My mom's car. Gonna be a tight squeeze. Woo! I call shotgun!
Okay.
Yo, that reeks of like I don't know. My boy Dragon, I don't know if you liked it or not, but let us know. But I'm gonna be honest with you. That reeks of 12 episodes and then canceled, right? Like that looks terrible.
Yeah.
That
I almost just X'd out of the trailer like halfway through.
That looks so bad.
Here's my thing with the CW is that like Arrow was good for one season and then it was whatever. Flash was good for a few seasons and then apparently it's like just now ending. So it just kept going. Yeah. But like those were really the only two, at least for me. And now we're getting another Batman related show without Batman. I feel like they do that all the time. So many times it's like it's a Batman show, but there's no Batman. So yeah,
which is always dumb because it's like Batman is the most popular DC character. So,
right. Well, that's why they keep using his
hell
name.
would you keep making shows without him? Oh,
Right.
because you're scared that you're not going to be able to do a good job. Okay, but still,
Slash
stop.
the rights, yeah.
Slash rights, but still, I'm very sure there's a lot of intimidation with like using Batman and this and that.
Yeah.
Put him in there.
He said you were both intently watching that trailer. I was just so flabbergasted by the ass.
I was trying to understand what the hell was even going on.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, who, what? I was trying to figure out when it was taking place because at first I thought it was a young Harvey Dent, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then they said Batman's dead and Batman as a kid, and I was like, okay, that's less interesting.
For real. My thing was, I read Batman all the time. I read so much Batman content. I am a Batman expert. But the thing that confused me here, I'm watching this, I'm like, is this supposed to be Dick? Is this supposed to be Damian? Who the hell is this guy? You're Batman's son. Who are you?
Yeah.
Who is he? I still don't know who he is. Who is he?
Harvey. He's Harvey.
Who the hell is Harvey?
Well, he's Harvey. Don't worry about
Help me out here. I don't know who this what it's supposed to be. And it's like, okay, so this is Harley's daughter.
Joker's
daughter.
Is
this Harley and Joker's kid?
I think they said Joker's daughter. I don't know if they said. Did they say Harley's daughter
then? Because Harley does have a daughter with Joker.
Okay.
So if that's their kid, then how old is Harley?
Or obviously they're old enough to be killed by what they suspect to be a couple of teenagers. They brought in 3 teenagers, said they killed the Batman, really, after everything Batman's been through. Seriously.
Yes, this is Batman!
Are you fucking
kids?
You gonna disrespect this man like that? I don't care if it's true. You bring in some fucking like hardened criminals that have done some shit and seen some shit, and then blame it on them. You know what I mean?
Think about the times Batman be getting killed in different stories. This is like people like freaking Darkseid and shit, and Superman, evil Supermans and stuff like that. And you telling me my man just sit here and got killed by some kids off the street? Obviously, there's more to the story. Batman probably might not even be dead. Maybe he is. I don't even know. Honestly, I'm not even on front. I don't care.
You know what? I think
after this stream, I will probably never listen or read anything into this ever again.
Well, that's
until James brings it up and forces me to get into it again.
No, I ain't watching that trash. What I do think happened to Batman, though, is probably similar to David Carradine, where he was masturbating and then like hung himself with a belt. Or
what?
Bro, Batman went out like a champ. All right, Nick said that it's because, I think in reference to why are there so many Batman shows without Batman, it's because they are trying to build a fan base without a legacy character to get rid of the legacy character altogether, like the DC 5G shit.
I mean...
And Vinyl Dragon says, bro, it's everyone's kids. It looks like the Muppet Babies. Muppet Babies. That is so fantastic.
That is great.
Yo,
that's what I'm gonna think of this show is for now on. The Muppet Babies.
That's amazing. And like you said, it only has 30,000 views. No one cares about it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I first looked at it. I was like, this can't be right because it only had so many views. So it was like, there's no way.
It's a very old and just dumb premise. At this point, it's like enough. Like it's not that interesting to have these guys. Like, sorry.
Yeah, that whole thing just seemed silly. I don't know what the CW is doing / what they're trying to do. The only other show that I've heard was like kind of good was the Stargirl show, I think, and I don't even know if that was CW. It might have just been like HBO or something. Too? Yeah, they've all been canceled. Like everything up to this point, I think, has been canceled. I guess this is like the new one that's coming through. I don't know. Let's go ahead and I talk about my last topic of discussion is the Dungeons and Dragons. So apparently Dungeons and Dragons I thought was getting a movie, and then it has been updated to it's getting like an 8-episode series.
Okay.
But more like kind of more prominently, I guess, if you were a Dungeons and Dragons fan. I don't know if you were looking forward to this movie / show or not, but you definitely obviously like to play the game. So apparently the gaming license, there's been a whole lot of shenanigans going on with the gaming licenses of Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if you've heard anything about this.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, what's that?
I heard little things about it, but nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy. So basically,
I don't really keep up with it too much. Yeah.
What's going on is that they're saying that the owner of Dungeons and Dragons, the Wizards of the Coast, or whatever they're called, is cracking down on people who create third-party content for the game. So, for example, people who are like writing books or writing storylines, adventures, campaigns, characters, that type of thing, and then like kind of like selling them for Dungeons and Dragons groups. I think it's what they're cracking down on, and they're basically saying that anyone who makes a certain amount of money, that they're coming after them for a percentage, which I don't think they've ever done before.
Yeah.
Now, on one hand, it kind of makes sense that it's like, yeah, you're using our content.
Yeah, you're using our license without our permission.
So that kind of makes sense, but like on the other hand, like this has never really happened before, so people are upset about it, understandably. I think that the timing is just too convenient, and that Wizards of the Coast seems to think that this show is going to be either going to get a lot of people into Dungeons and Dragons, like doing their own little campaigns and stuff, or they think, or they, it's going to be like a knockout, drag out show, and they're just trying to capitalize ahead of time, like they're trying to get one step ahead and just already start collecting, because it just seems too convenient that these two things are happening at the same time. I didn't know if you had known anything about it or heard anything about what was going on. I'm sure I'm missing things. I've really only heard a little bit about like the Wizards of the Coast saying that they want a bigger piece of the pie, basically, of what's going on. And so I may not even have all the correct information here. I'm trying to look for any kind of like an article or something. Let's see. The new license requires anyone making product for Dungeons and Dragons to report that information to Wizards of the Coast. For companies making $750,000 either through sales or Kickstarter, the company gets a cut as a royalty. Reporting to the company allows the third party to use official badges and other identifiers on their products to denote approval. Let's see. Yeah, so there you go. So if you're making $750,000 through sales or Kickstarter, they're getting a piece of the pie. That's a lot of money, though. People really making that much on Dungeons and Dragons campaigns? That's kind of crazy.
I mean, yeah, that stuff is extremely popular. Like, I never really got into that. I didn't care about that kind of stuff.
Final Dragon says the trailer's out for Dungeons and Dragons. I'm gonna skip that one this week. You know what? I'm good.
No, Jay, let's watch that trailer too. Some Dungeons and Dragons, no. I never got into it. Never really cared for that kind of stuff. But
I've never done one.
I've never
been open to it.
Anything like that, neither.
I do it. I don't care. I watched you know what was really like what made me be like, you know what? I feel like I'd be like the clown of Dungeons and Dragons is watching the Community episode where they did Dungeons and Dragons. That shit cracked me up so much. I was like, bro, that looks like it could actually be some fun. But I've never done it, so I have no idea. I've never
me neither. But I know a lot of people do
that
love
nerdy of a situation where I'm just like, oh yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, let's fucking go.
Let's go.
But like I've never been opposed to it either. You know what I mean? It's just never happened for me. It's like my virginity, Chris. It's just never happened. just never been in the right situation.
You just haven't found the right one, champ. It's okay. Okay. What am I gonna say? So yeah, I will say this. I do understand them wanting to make, like, if you got other people making money off your licenses and stuff, I can understand them saying no. You guys can't be making money off of our stuff we created. You guys are gonna have to give us, because that's the whole biggest thing when it comes to licensing games and stuff in general, or like why your favorite character doesn't show up as a guest character in Mortal Kombat, or how such, and we talked about it when it first happened, how such it was one of the biggest gaming deals of all time when Smash was able, Super Smash Brothers was able to get Zora from Kingdom Hearts. It just blew everybody's mind because of licenses and how insane the hurdles they had to go to pull that off. It still blows my mind they actually got that character in that game to begin with. So because of those kind of things, you can't just Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball, but you can't just, like, you see all these fan-made different YouTube stuff that looks really cool. What do they make sure they say when they first, for every episode? We are not making any money off this. This is just a project we put together. Like, I would never go into something that's not my license thinking I'm going to make a lot of money off of this without any of their permission.
But
so
it seemed
I don't blame them for going after these people for that. I don't.
Right. As I'm looking at this, it seems like they had an open gaming content license.
Ooh, okay.
Which means before now, open gaming license, it's public copyright license allowing third-party publishers to produce content for Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Famously debuted in the year 2000 with the third edition of the rules set. Each subsequent edition has seen adjustments and updates to what companies can and cannot use. Nick says that it all stems from a lawsuit between the original creator and Wizards of the West Coast, and that we need to look up the original lawsuit. Yes, since I'm not a big Dungeons and Dragons person, I'm not going to know the history, obviously, of Dungeons and Dragons. So for sure, I do need to look more into this so that we can talk about it a little bit more next week.
We will definitely talk about a little more of that next week, because that's basically what I was. Because again, me and Dino are looking at it as people, how we understand how other licenses work, but we never like went into Dungeons and Dragons, so we don't know. We're not big enough fans to know that it was cool to, like, when he started reading that, it was like started making sense now why I get why the other people are upset, because it's like you had everything was cool and all of a sudden you're just changing it like this. Now we can't do this anymore. Yeah, we definitely have to do more research on it to really be able to give better opinions and observations on what the hell's going on. But just from what we just read right now, this is sticky. This is a very sticky situation, because it's like, if it's cool from 2000 all the way to now, I would be pissed too, because it's like it was cool all this time. Definitely if you have like a business basically now from it, and it's like, nope, gotta shut that down. What? Why?
And it's not like you're losing everything. It's just now I think they're taking, I think it was something like
percentage out of that. But you know, but from all this time, it's like, I don't want to have to give you that. Like, I didn't have to. Now I got to give you a cut.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
My work now?
Yeah. My main thing was that, like, anyone I'd seen two people talk about it so far, and both of them just hadn't made the connection between, like, hey, there's a show coming out, which I thought it was a movie, but there's a show coming out soon. Oh, and now all of a sudden we're making these adjustments to the license. Right. So I don't know if there's any kind of correlation to that, but it does seem awfully, convenient. Little right there. And just I haven't seen anyone make that connection. So that's why I was like, do we think it's that, or do we think it's just they've just been like, hey, y'all are making, they say in 750,000, and obviously it's a big enough issue. Multiple companies are making this type of money, like almost $1 million a year off of writing Dungeons and Dragons campaign. That's crazy To me, that's insane.
It's not for me because again, I may not be into Dungeons and Dragons. I do understand how popular it is, especially for a lot of for a lot of people who love making those campaigns. They get really into it. Like those characters become basically like another part of them. Like they get into it like that. So like if their character end up dying in one of the stories, they literally be crying. Like they really feel it. So I understand how popular it is. So it makes sense that they was making that kind of money because again, there's a lot of these guys and girls who love that and they go far and beyond in that. So I get it. But
right.
Man, this is very crazy.
Yeah, because people build their characters. I know people are like, oh, I've had my character for 10 years, 10, 15 years, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what that means. Like, okay. Like, I've been alive for over 15 years too, man. You know what I mean? I got your character beat by a little bit. No, so I don't know. I just don't know anything about it, so I just got to look more into what Nick was saying, the lawsuit. You know what? I'm going to write that down. Damn, that's 2 lawsuits I got to look up. I got to look up the Invincible lawsuit. Now I got to look up a Dungeons and Dragons lawsuit.
For real.
Google's going to be like, what you trying to do, James?
Man, trying to become a lawyer out here. Well, we try to get
I'm just interested in some info. Vital Dragon says that Disney was doing the same thing with Star Wars fan-made films, and people who had lightsaber training clubs, they wanted them to either stop or pay rights. Yeah, that does make sense.
He's right about that.
Yeah. There are some cool Star Wars fan-made films out there. My favorite is still the Darth Maul one. I think it's called.
That one was cool. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, that one. What is it called? Like Darth Maul Apprentice or something like that.
I think it is that because you showed me that one. Yeah, that was.
Dude, cool. That one is by far the best one I've ever seen. But there could be if you ever find some other cool ones, let me know because sometimes I'll be watching these fan-made films. And I'm like, that's a better action sequence than the last 3 Star Wars movies that they've put out. Like, why are they not hiring these motherfuckers to put it to like help out with their films? Because these dudes be putting in some work and they're doing it basically for free. You know what I mean? Like they're putting in this time, money, effort, everything like that, funded to put out a 10-minute YouTube video that looks better than some like a multi-million-dollar funded Star Wars movie from Disney. That's crazy. That's embarrassing
because
for
the
Disney.
Big difference is those guys have the passion and care about the product that they're working on, where the bigger ups, those guys only care about the money. So they don't put as much effort into
Talk to them, Chris.
They're just trying to sell. So let's just put it out there.
Talk to them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disney did that. They were threatening tattoo artists as well. Nick would know about this. He is a tattoo artist. So Disney, they were threatening tattoo artists as well. If someone wants a Stitch or Tinkerbell tattoo, they were demanding permission and payment to get Disney tattoos, period?
I didn't know that. That is insane.
Yo, how would they even regulate that even a little bit?
Right? Yo, that's bullcrap.
I'm pretty sure my mom has a Disney tattoo. That's insane. Like, how would you? So hold on. So would that encompass now since Disney has Marvel? Any Marvel characters? You know how many people have fucking, including me? I've got fucking Nick did this one right here on my arm. Like any kind of Marvel character. You know how many people have superheroes on their body?
Right.
How would they even fucking attempt to regulate that?
Like every time you do a tattoo for somebody, you got to write that shit down, know each one you did, and if it's a Marvel or Disney character in general, time to pay up. Like what?
Right? That don't even make no sense. You know how many Comic Cons I go to where there's artists there selling, and I'm always like, hey, bro, how are you getting away with this? But there's artists selling like their own paintings or sketches, drawings of. Obviously, they didn't make these characters. Well, I think one of them was telling Alexis that they had to change a certain amount of things to be able to do it without getting served with like a cease and desist type of thing.
Wow, yeah.
And so if they changed enough, like let's say they're doing Winnie the Pooh, I guess that's a bad example because Winnie the Pooh's license just came up. So let's.
Yeah, 'cause we got a horror movie Winnie the Pooh, right?
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna find a way to watch that shit live on here.
I'm with you on that.
But let's another example. A more recent character. Let's say like Moana. That movie that came out, right? So I guess if they were doing Moana or they're doing Maui or whoever, they have to have like 4 or 5 things different about their version as opposed to like the version that's in the movie, and that's how they get away with it. But if they're very subtle, you wouldn't really notice it without looking for it type changes. Like one dude's got 2 buttons on his shirt, oh, this dude's got 4 buttons on his shirt or something like that. You know, like silly, like, you know, those games where you like spot the difference between these 2 pictures. You got to sit there and look for them, that type of shit. So that's kind of crazy. Okay. Yeah. Bro, I found Waldo the other day in real life. There's this kid wearing a red and white striped shirt. I was like, oh, there's Waldo. Bro, I said that shit, and he was in line for something. I was like, oh, shit, it's Waldo.
That's extremely offensive.
He wasn't wearing the hat, but he was wearing the shirt for sure. Nick says they couldn't monitor it, so they dropped it silently. That's what I'm saying. Like, they were overextending on that one. I was like, damn. They repossessed your tattoo.
They sitting in the Disney ninjas. They ain't playing, bro.
They just come
Mickey
in.
walks up in there. So how you doing?
Okay. Take out a chunk of your arm.
Where's that money?
If you don't pay, they take back your tattoo. That is cracking, dude. You are cracking me up tonight. I swear to God, that shit is so fucking funny. So they were going after artists at cons for that too. That's interesting because I see so many people selling, not just obviously Marvel shit, right? Disney shit, just all sorts of. I'm like,
also,
there's
definitely
no
anime
way.
stuff too. Dragon Ball stuff,
Anime stuff for sure is huge. I know. There's an artist that I've watched like kind of explode in our local area named Joey Starks. And I hope he doesn't mind me putting him on blast for this, but like I've always kind of wondered. And then like he recently did get like actual licensing, so like he became a for certain shows. I don't know exactly. He was kind of explaining it, but it was all a lot of legal jargon. I was just like, you know, I mentioned earlier I'm pretty stupid, so I was like, you know, whatever you say, bro. So.
Just not.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll take your word for it, man. But there was a point in time where he was doing all these characters and stuff, and I'm just like, I just don't understand like how it's legal for you to be making an extreme amount of money selling pictures of, like, I even have some of his artwork on my walls. I'll show it a little bit. So like Venom, right, and Spider, like that's his stuff. So Venom holding like Spider Side and stuff like that. So it's like. So how are you getting away with selling this stuff? Right. Because obviously you didn't come up with Venom and Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Course. But you're making an absurd amount. Like he's making like $10,000 a show selling prints and posters and his like his art of it. So it just always was a little bit confusing to me. I don't know. Yeah. But now I know I know he leaned heavy into anime. Because he said that was selling better for him anyway, and then he actually got certain licenses. I don't remember which ones he said, but it was like certain shows, and then he like even had a team up with one of the voice actors for like with the character, and so he had like a whole bunch of signed prints by the voice actors.
Ooh,
so there was like
doing it big.
Yeah, so he got on pretty good with that, and then like kind of leaned away from the Marvel stuff or like Pokemon, and I think he was doing Ninja Turtles. He was doing all sorts of stuff, but I was just like, man, I don't know. I just don't understand how these artists are getting away with it. But what Nick is saying is makes it making a little more sense that they were trying to go after these people for sure. Appropriation is 20% change, is what Nick is saying. So you got to change at least 20%. Huh. I don't know how you would even judge that 20% change. Make it. What if you made him 20% taller? Is that enough? Like, look, bro, we Yeah, he's just gruely. He went through a growth spurt. He's fine.
Yeah, he's big now. Yeah, because that is the thing. A lot of times these guys have to like change up certain things, and a lot of times it honestly comes down to just being lucky and selling in a place where you get enough traffic, but you're not in like a super big time area, so you're just able. They can't monitor everything and everybody. But once they get a hold of it and they find things out, it's like how bad it was with Nintendo, where a lot of Nintendo streamers had a lot of issues and still do to this day, where certain Nintendo content, Nintendo will come straight after you and be like, no.
Nintendo is crazy about that kind of stuff. Crazy. So I remember I actually, you know how I told you I worked for like a kids party and play place? It was called, when I was working for it, was called Biggie Bounce. But originally, he actually called it Wii Bounce. And he spelled it like the Nintendo
like
Wii.
Nintendo Wii?
Because his big thing was not only did he have a whole bunch of like inflatable bounce houses inside and everything and did these private parties, but also he had like 10 flat screen TVs and they all had like Wii's, PlayStations, Xbox, whatever.
There was no chance he was gonna get away with that. No chance in hell.
So yeah, he was like, Nintendo hit me with a cease and desist so fast. He was like, I had to change that shit.
Damn right.
He's like immediately. Yeah, and he did.
Now
he
they have no tolerance for that. They will not let that kind of stuff slide. Not at all.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit. But I was cracking up. I was like, how'd you even think you were going to get away with it to begin with?
Right?
It was cracking me up. I was like, bro, come on, dude. Like that was just a stupid move on your part.
Yeah.
Vinyl Dragon says Disney does not have a leg to stand on. When will they ever explain the film Songs of the South? We're getting into racist Disney now, I guess. It's what Vinyl Dragon is trying to do. Disney will just come scalp your arm or your ass to repossess them, depending on where they are. Well, joke's on them. I got all my Disney tattoos on my dick, so you're really gonna have to come after me.
That is your pain tolerance is pretty high. Who the hell did you get to even do those tattoos?
You know what's really funny is that I actually asked Nick if he's ever been asked about it, and apparently he has. So, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has. I'm pretty sure somebody's like, yo, put a tattoo on my dick. Draw a tattoo around my vagina. I'm pretty sure somebody has asked tattoo people to do that. I'm pretty sure some tattoo
if I remember correctly, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think Nick said that you just charge an extra ridiculous amount for doing that, and then they usually kind of dissipate.
The problem is, though, what if somebody call that bluff? Like, if you really don't want to do it, and you just throw that number out there, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, no problem.
I guess you're making a lot of money then. You better be okay with that number.
Yeah, exactly. That number better been the true one.
Yeah, that number better been the one.
Yep. You better know what you're doing
it now. But hey, look, that's a payday. Look. All I'm saying is that if you charge your mortgage payment or rent or whatever for one fucking, how big could it be? You know, most people. Come on. How big could this tattoo honestly be? So how long are you gonna take? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. For the average person. For the average person. For the person stupid enough to ask for a dick tattoo. How long? Oh, he has done some. Okay, hold on. We're getting some Nick comments. I have 6 dick tattoos. Yes, an upcharge for the privates. There you go.
Yeah.
Look, if it pays your whole fucking month, like, of expenses and shit, goddamn, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, you just I guess, better be okay with that number. With Disney coming up, the Mickey Mouse coming up to repossess your dick tattoo and shit.
That'll be great to watch, though. I ain't going for it. Mickey Mouse. Nope, can't funny. Do it. Taking that.
Okay, so going back, I got excited. I jumped forward in the comments because he was responding. But it's the stuff you're talking about: an extra button or a change of the hair part line. So that's how they're getting away with stuff. Nick is informing us here. Appropriation and parody is how Mad Magazine worked for so long. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the artist, obviously an artist like Nick, this is a perfect show to have him in because he knows exactly what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And he actually knows the rules. So like Mad Magazine, I guess they changed just enough. But that's more of like Mad Magazine did more of like caricatures almost. But I guess that's enough change because a caricature is obvious obvious changes.
Right.
So yeah, I guess that's how they get away with that kind of a thing. It was all established in a famous lawsuit between DC and Mad Magazine. Another lawsuit. Yo, Nick be knowing his lawsuits though. Is he a lawyer on the side? I gotta know.
Man said he got that side hustle, bro. Y'all thought tattoo stuff was like, nah, this is real thing.
Look, they're all small and simple. He knows. He's done 6. Bro, he's practically an expert.
He's practically an expert. God, come on. He's practically an expert.
Look, if you need a dick tattoo, please call Nick Rummel. I'll put it. If you can message me for his phone number, I'll
we got you.
I got you, bro. Look, I'm just saying he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he knows that your tattoo is going to be very small.
And your privates are safe in his hands.
He said, all right, see, now we're just getting into the details I don't need to know.
We're not going to go that far into it now.
Final Dragon says, bro, what if someone has crabs? That's why you wear gloves.
Okay, all right. I think we've gone way too far with this now.
That's why you wear gloves. And you get shaved beforehand. Now,
no,
hold on.
Screw that. That ain't being done. That's just a flat out no. Hell no.
Nick, I got to ask, do you have to ask them to shave beforehand? Or are you shaving it? Because I know I felt bad because he had to shave my arm when I came in to do that. And I was like, I just didn't have the time. Or I thought I wasn't going to have the time. Right? So he was like, it's okay. I'm barber / tattoo artist as part of the job. It's like, for that, though, I'd be like, show up shaved, please.
Show up shaved. Okay. Wow. This is not where I thought we was going with this episode, to be honest with you. But you know what?
We talk about everything pop culture.
We talk about everything.
Oh Lord, I think that's it for everything I wanted to talk about. I don't know if there's anything else for you. Oh, you want to discuss?
Talk about, but we might have to shift it to next week.
I know you definitely wanted to go over. This is the ending, I promise. So I know you definitely wanted to go over the Avengers versus Eternals versus X-Men. Was that what it was?
Yeah, that was one. There was a couple of things. We probably be better if we save it to next week, to be fair. Because it could be long-winded. Yeah. We'll probably
save that one save it for next week. Okay, well, sorry. So next week
we'll talk about that. It's gonna be some stuff with Venom, some new Venom stuff that came out that I really want to talk about that I love.
Hell yeah.
And also we're gonna talk about next week Tony Stark's brother, because I've really been reading his stories and just how weirdly abruptly he just was like stopped and just like he was there and then they just like completely forgot about it. I just want to go on to stuff with that. So it's a few things. So yeah, it'll be good if we save it next week for sure.
That's what we're going to kick off next week with. Then we appreciate y'all hanging with us again. Hit that like button if you don't mind. We appreciate that. Smash it. And then we'll catch you next Tuesday at 9 p.m. As always, stay villainous and
fuck the